Hey folks, this is Matt with Fidgets and Widgets, and today we're going to take a look at MH Spinners or MHStudio, which is run by Minh. His contact information is facebook.com/groups/MHSpinners. In terms of these little treasure chests, we'll take a look at them in a second. Minh focuses on mini spinners, of course. Pricing varies by design and the materials. Generally speaking, they run at a starting point of $80 and can run up as high as $250 depending on materials. He does his sales via a custom list, a sign-up sale, a flash sale, and auctions, and payment is via PayPal.com only. Again, mini spinners, of course, are made from a variety of materials, but Minh specializes on titanium bodies and heat treating for the various color effects. He's going to expand into silver and brass plated with some precious metals such as rhodium or gold, but he really has no interest in doing copper, brass, or stainless steel since there are so many manufacturers already doing them. In terms of the bearings, he normally uses an R188 Stealth, but you can also, he's also messed with full ceramic bearings as well, depending on the type of spinners, and occasionally has used a 608. In terms of the two spinners we're looking at here today that I got from Minh, we have the first one here is, we'll take a look at that chest one more time. And then we're going to take a look at the bottom here. The Geowave #1 Titanium R188 Hybrid Heat Colored. So this is the way it arrived. The other version that I purchased was a Nebula #19. Again, Titanium R188 Heat Colored as well. So again, you can see that the presentation is very nice from the outset. Let's start to take a look at one. And we'll just open these up for a little viewing here shortly. Let's get that going. And we'll look at those beauties from there. And then I'll give you some more information on them. In terms of the weight range, because they are mini spinners, they generally range from 17 grams to 58. The general spinner size that Minh does is 25 millimeters to 32 millimeters. In particular, the Geowave here uses an R188 hybrid. It's 32 grams. It has an inch diameter. And then in terms of 1 inch across, and then in terms of the button to button, it's half an inch. So we'll get that up there, and we'll get more into these in a second. He includes a spare bearing, which is kind of nice, and that allows you to make a change if you need to. Let's look at the other one here, which is the Nebula. The Nebula here is also titanium R188 hybrid. This one is 30 grams, again a 1 inch diameter, and again button to button is half an inch. So you can see that in terms of manufacturing, they're similar in that way, but they differ in terms of the design on the exterior. In terms of spin times, generally Minh's been getting 2 to 5 minutes. Now what was interesting is on this one, and again this is just the bearing out of the box, I got 1 minute and 15 seconds. On this one I got 3 minutes, but that's without cleaning or without trying the spare bearing that came in each particular case. But in terms of, let's take a look at the Geowave. Again, this had a spin time, and again, I'm not a big, I'm more of a fidgeter, so the spin time to me is not critical. I just like to have the different designs as almost like a mini work of art, so to speak. If you look at that, beautiful design. Again, and I think we can take a look at this, and let's get that button off there. This one says Busy Minds, and there's where you can change the bearing. Again, it's not you know, very complicated, but the design is terrific. It's certainly a great pocket carry design, and I would think that if you're like me and you're willing to wait a few months, get on his list. In terms of, again, this is the Geowave. He's got a variety of them. If you look at the written review on Facebook, you'll start to see the pictures that I've included of his other work so you can get a feel for what he does. Just a beautifully designed little mini spinner. There we go. Get a little bit of a warp effect in there. That speaks for itself. Beautiful. Next one we'll take a look at here is the Nebula. You can look at the pattern on this one. Again, standard in terms of the button. Now this got a little bit longer spin time. But again, I've got to clean the bearings and get them back in service, and I'm sure that'll change. But again, I don't track spin times that much. I do it for you guys, but because I've been asked. But honestly, I'm a fidgeter, so I just look at it as a little work of art, and if it catches my eye, then I'm all for it. In terms of, while I'm spinning these, I'll do a little history on Minh. Basically, how he got into spinners was he was on Facebook, and he was looking to get some good spinners, but not the ones that are the 3D printed plastic ones, because he wasn't a fan of them. He collected some of them spinners over the next few months, and really got interested when he got a hold of Nils Co-Rings spinners. Now Nils runs a site called GSTR on Facebook, which is short for German Spinning Tops Rule Group. Again, that's German Spinning Tops Rule Group. Well, you know, Nils is a dentist by trade, but makes spinners in his spare time. But once Minh got his first custom Wankel spinner from Nils, he fell in love with it and decided he was going to make his own designs. So he started flaming titanium rings, fitting them onto bearings, and now isn't doing injection molds with silver. So he's obviously getting more and more advanced as time goes on. In terms of what he's doing this winter, you might see some very complex type spinners that use multi-parts, multi-bearings. Obviously, they're probably going to be a little bit more expensive than these. But I did ask Minh about the spinner fad, and he believes that that fad has already died, and that basically normal people don't really care per se about spinners, and the ones remaining are the fans like myself, and will stay along for the ride and you know, follow it and continue to enhance it. I hope that's true, because it really is an art form. But you can tell that Minh clearly focuses on mini spinners. Generally, again, titanium bodies, R188 bearings, heat treated. It did take me a while to get on his list, but once I did, it was well worth it. In terms of these particular mini spinners, again, these are two of my favorites. What's this one say? This one says Neo Spin Store Neo Drive Rev 2. In terms of some others, Minh puts on special projects on his website that he's doing. One was like a motocross tire mini spinner, and he did a couple of versions, and I think I ordered one of each. One that was a R188, and I think the other one was a 608. So I ordered one of each of those to see how those turn out. Again, with each spinner, you get the presentation of the treasure chest. You get the signature card with the specs on it. You can tell that he puts a lot of time and effort, into putting the product together, and I think you can tell he stands behind it. He's never had a complaint so far, and if he did, I have no doubt that he'd fix it to your satisfaction. Again, if you check out the written review, you will see more of Minh's work and what he's capable of. I highly recommend you subscribe to his Facebook page. Again, that's MH Spinners on Facebook. Send him a private message, see what you can do to get on his list. But I can only say that from my perspective, I'm glad I did. And that's our initial review here of the Minh spinners, minis, the Nebula, and the Geowave. This is Matt with Fidgets and Widgets. Thanks for checking in. Bye now.